We OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Rooms is coming. Everybody on a knot. Ayy. It's a nuisance. Ordinal Revolution. Ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ayy, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ayy, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystems. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We know it's red. We know Bitcoin's down. We know your runes are down. Your BRC20's down. Your dog's down. Your pizza's down. Everything's down, right? So just put it all down. Let's all have a relaxed day. Let's think about stuff that's positive, right? So what this creates is very good buying opportunities. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to take a look at stuff that may be worth taking a look at right now, right? It's not financial advice, obviously, but we're going to take a look at some stuff. And we got a lot of news to cover as well. I mean, we got T-Mobile now mining Bitcoin. Insane. I couldn't believe it when I read it. Insane. And then, we have a lot of other stuff to talk about as well. I had the Idaho Republican Party to pursue Bitcoin policy to oppose CBDCs, which is something that XRP is not doing. All right. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the fear and greed. I heard Yasher was talking about it in the comments there. So we're going to dig into that a little bit. So maybe do that daily, digging into that. And, this is going to be a Bitcoin innovation bull run. We're going to get into what that means and dig into a lot of that stuff. But without further ado here, let me bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Love it. Yeah, man. So how's everything with you? How you feeling? I know it's red and you're probably having a bad day, but how you doing?
I mean, red and the Mavericks are red. But hey, congratulations to our guy Tim Baker and his Celtics. Definitely deserved the win last night. That's a solid team. I knew that they were going to get a championship eventually, and I think the Mavs will too. But with that being said, Bitcoin bleeding out as well. So when it rains, it pours. It seems. But what we can do is kind of look at where we are, what we have to look forward to, and that was why I think we came up with the title of Bitcoin Innovation Bull Run, which is being overlooked a little bit in my opinion right now, especially with other parts of the space. But I think we're in a lucky spot, or a good spot, I would say, because some of it's luck and some of it is your own doing, intentional doing. So you got to pat yourself on the back for that part.
What does that mean, Bitcoin Innovation Bull Run?
So think of like a Renaissance type of period, right? During the Renaissance period, a lot of innovation was happening, technology-wise, industrial stuff like that, right? A lot of new inventions. And that's what I believe we're going through right now. When Ethereum went through it in, the 2019, and then you saw those products being released in the last bull run, we really didn't have much to really think too much about, right, in terms of innovation, or at least like maybe there were people heavily involved in the space during that time that were talking about it. But like for me, I was definitely more of surface level type of involvement with crypto in 2017, 18, using Coinbase, centralized exchanges. But after the experience of being in like DeFi and using those products that were innovative then, I have a lot to look forward to now being over here, because Bitcoin definitely has a lot of limitations, and the space has innovated to kind of work around those limitations, but also there's a demand to go further. And I think that right now people are just focused on what's in front of their face with Solana, what's quick, how they can just try to run a market cap up really quick. But they're overlooking what's actually happening over here. The fungible tokens are being inscribed on Bitcoin over here. And I think that they're going to end up kicking themselves in the butt later once they realize, oh man, I could have bought this at this price. I could have bought that at this price. But us that are in it every single day in this space, we're going to look back and be like, man, that was such a right move.
Yeah. And like there is no innovation happening on any other chains, right? Like it's all the same crap. It's just meme coins with celebrities' names on them right now. I can't think of, and I've been looking. It's not like I've been my head down here. Like I love crypto, so I'm always looking for something. There's no innovation, but here in Ordinals over the last I want to say about 18 months or so, we've had more innovation than anywhere else. Why do you think that is happening?
I think a couple things, right?
Yeah.
One, the people that have some experience with messing with different ecosystems the previous cycle realize that Bitcoin is the premier coin and chain, right? And so when there was an opportunity to get over into like an innovative period early, I think that builders and users that were experienced did so, right? It's definitely one of those things to where you have to have patience though, right? And I think that there's you can tell a little bit of difference of the community, right? The people that don't have a lot of patience that left the Ordinals ecosystem or Bitcoin ecosystem, they were kind of always and have always been about like the quick buck, right? Like, and they were more doing that last cycle, and maybe they had like a group of people that had an edge or something like that, and they just felt like they couldn't really get anywhere over here, or they were limited and it got stopped, and so they just lost focus because they're focused more on gaining monetary value like for themselves, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so they move back to a Solana, Ethereum, etc. But over there the problem is yes, they can create a lot of bag holders and end up benefiting themselves, but it hurts the community over there. Over here, it's really hard to do that. Yeah. And yes, there's bag holders over here too. That's just a part of capitalism in terms of like buying and holding and selling. But it's just way harder to grift, in my opinion, over here. And so it's a good way to filter out the grifters, in my opinion, right? And so, but also, in another perspective, is that you can be very rewarded by being patient and following through with your conviction over here. And I think that it really separates the people that have better intentions, in my opinion. So the community over here, I feel like, is really strong, and I'm glad we're over here. I'm glad that we focus over here.
100%, man. I think there was a boxer or something yesterday token that rugged on Solana, and over here we had like some people come here and try, some celebrities come here and try, and they Ghostface Killer is still here, so shout out to him. But like the other ones came, they saw that there's no money to be stolen, and they left, right? So, and that's going to continue to happen because we are just not that community over here. We are not going to let you come over here and destroy what we built. Bitcoin's been around for going on 16, 15 years now. So it's not something that can be destroyed overnight like they're doing over Solana. And I feel bad for people over there because there's really no community. It's just a player versus player kind of, to zero type of environment. It sucks, but kind of moving on here, but I did want to say Bob Bodley had a really good I think I froze up
a little bit.
okay,
Yep. There you go.
Bob Bodley had a really good tweet. I just wanted to read it for anyone who's having a really bad day, because if there's a lot of liquidations happening and there's a lot of like things, but he says for anyone feeling down, don't you quit. You keep walking, you keep trying. There's help and happiness ahead. Some blessings can come soon, some come late. Some don't come until heaven. It will all be right in the end. Believe in good things to come. And I thought that was really good. Tweet by Bob here. Bob Bodley is a figurehead here in Ordinals, and he posted this a couple days ago, and it's still still big today. So what do you think? What do you think about that? Like someone feeling like down today, what would you say to them?
Yeah, just if you think that there weren't times like this in previous cycles to where people were patient and continually stuck with their convictions and it paid off large in the end, then you don't have that experience, but you can at least try to talk to someone that's in the community that does. And I think just the positive messaging obviously is great, right?
Yeah.
But I just think that you've been here this long. Yeah. Why quit now? Right. Yeah. And I think that's where, people need to really take a deep breath. And if it's just stressing you out that much, then you do need to probably take some time off and figure things out. Everybody has their own individual needs with mental health and physical health as well. So, I will never, condemn anybody that has to take time off and stuff like that. But I will say that I've been in the boat to where I've been wishy-washy, where I come in, I'm excited whenever things are hot. Then whenever things are not, I leave and I'm doing my own thing with my life. And then I come back when it's hot again. And it just really wasn't a successful, habit, right, for me. Yeah. And so for me being in it every day, it's been way more enjoyable and successful from a strategy perspective.
100%. I love Chain Watcher right here. He goes, chin up Tuesday. Chin up Tuesday.
Chin up Tuesday. I like that.
And Tim Baker has a ton of experience. He says, market down bad. Let's be positive. It will pay us soon. And then Yashir kind of hits on that. He said, not our first time. We've seen way worse. We will get through this too. So our chat is definitely positive. Three of our big community members right now are just say this is basically the same thing that everyone else is saying right now. This is something that'll pass, and we got to get through this. And if you have some Bitcoin on the sideline, maybe dip your toe into some risky stuff, but not financial advice whatsoever. But let's kind of get along with the show here. Fun little thing. So Wall Street giant Fidelity Investments director says Bitcoin is exponential gold. What do you think he means by this?
I think that is exactly what he said. They're looking at it. They're looking at it as a high value asset that has a lot of upside in terms of growth. Obviously, the percentage upside is going to be not as astronomical as some of the smaller market caps, but it doesn't matter because it is pretty much leading the entire market, obviously, right, in terms of being the premier coin, premier blockchain, as well as the growth. So TradFi perception of it has changed, right? I think most of the smart people in TradFi always knew that Bitcoin was going to get to this point, but now they're being verbal about it. But also, we have to remember, during times of expected bull markets and stuff like that, they're going to say things like this a lot, right? Because they also want Bitcoin to go up because they have individual interest in it as well as company interest, right? Now that there's ETFs and stuff like that, as well as personal positions. So I think we're going to hear more and more of this. It's going to be exaggerated as well. So be ready for that. That is something that I remember from the previous cycles was people overshooting forecasts for Bitcoin's price and stuff like that. So we'll hear more and more of this, but at the end of the day, something like this is something that can get ingrained into the everyday person's subconscious, right? And I do think it's going to be that not necessarily fully replacement of gold, but for the newer generations, it will kind of do that, right? It will in their sense, they'd probably rather have a ledger than a brick of gold.
100%. And I think in the next 6 years, Bitcoin passes gold in market cap for sure by 2030. I'd bet on that. Going to the next thing, T-Mobile parent company Deutsche Telekom. I hope I saw that right. Is that right? To mine
Yep.
Bitcoin. So this is monstrous. This is something that's going to continuously happen. So this is kind of like first is first, but T-Mobile, man. I mean, I have a T-Mobile device right here. You know what I mean? I'm using an iPhone, but like, you know, it's T-Mobile. So it's like, it's crazy that potentially you're gonna be able to mine through your phone, right? I mean, that's got to be coming in a pool. You can turn it on, turn it off. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. This is the time of the lifeline or life timeline, I feel like, of Bitcoin, to where we're gonna start to see stuff like this. We'll see how many of the companies continue this after the cycle, but who is better positioned than large, huge corporations that have billions of dollars to start mining? Because it's going to be startups. The small and medium miners are getting actually flushed out. And so the ones that can compete are the ones that are going to have billions of dollars to do so. So I think we're going to see more of this. You know, big brands start to announce that they're going to start mining Bitcoin, because to them, you know, Bitcoin could be worth $1 million in 15 years, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense to them to mine Bitcoin.
100%. I agree. The Idaho Republican Party will pursue Bitcoin policy and oppose the creation of CBDCs. I mentioned this in the monologue, but you know, XRP is helping countries create CBDCs, while the Republican Party is now coming out and going against it. I think that, you know, we need this. We need to counteract what XRP is doing. XRP is the devil. XRP is worse than Gary Gensler, and I just want to keep hitting on that, because I mean, what they're doing under the table is wrong and it's ruthless. But we do have some people that are actually with their heads on straight, and it's the Republican Party, which is insane, because like 20 years ago they were against innovation and now they're kind of for it, which is crazy. But
yeah, we're gonna see more of this as well, right? State governments and stuff that are going to be adding Bitcoin policy and things like that to the state policies. So I do really like the stance that the Republican side is taking on CBDCs. They're really highlighting that, because I think they don't want that to slip through the cracks, right? And you have other countries that have already, you know, adopted it. Sorry. But you're right. You know, XRP seems to be like trying to be a servicer to be able to set this up. So it's going to be very interesting what the world looks like in 5 to 10 years with CBDCs and stuff like that, because the problem is that even if the U.S. is against it, right? And let's say that, you know, the U.S. doesn't adopt it because of the Republican side, but then you have like all these other global countries that do. How will that work in terms of like you know, travel and tourism and stuff like that? So I think there's going to have to be some issues that we go through and have to figure out like how to work around situations with CBDC.
Well, I think it's easy. You just use like a public one, whether it be Tether or USDC or who knows, maybe bank, right? But in USD, but you could use. You don't have to use private, you know, private. You know, that's what they're saying for CBDC, central bank digital currency. You don't need to use a central bank digital currency. You can use the dollar that's already for there and just back it, you know. So it's the same concept of what we're already doing, just in digital form. And we're already very digital. It's only a matter of time before, you know, they put it on crypto rails. And that's what USDC and stuff like that is used for. I think within the next coming years, especially if Trump becomes president, you could see a partnership with the central bank and USDC to kind of be that on and off ramp for the U.S. government, and that would create you know, potentially problem solver for all issues. You can easily trade. Let's just say you're going to Germany and they have a CBDC. You can trade USDC for their CBDC, and then you're able to spend in their country, right? So I think that would help a lot. So
yeah, I guess if you're not like just limited to it, then you should be fine, right? Because it's just a temporary usage of it.
But that's the thing too. CBDCs create on ramps for Bitcoin. Like if I get paid in, you know what I mean? It's just kind of the same thing. But if I got paid in, let's just say, a digital currency, it's easily bridged to Bitcoin, right? I mean, in the future, I mean, there's going to be like, you know, a centralized authority doing it, but it's easily exchanged for one, and then you go right into Bitcoin, and then kind of like what we already do now. So
yeah,
I don't think there's really any differences except. No, they could stop that. That's the problem with CBDCs. They could stop you from doing
True,
things,
true. Yeah, because they're not going to control like what you're spending when you're visiting the country. They actually probably want you just to spend money there. So
exactly.
as long as your home country isn't requiring it, it should be okay.
Yep. All right, head to our next thing here. We're going to touch on this every day. It's the Bitcoin fear and greed. But yeah, so I found this really cool chart. It kind of goes day to day with the fear and greed, and it's not going down. You would think that people are being in fear right now, but no, everyone's still greedy. 74%, and we're looks like we're just having this little dip here. What do you think about this with the fear and greed index today?
Yeah, I'm not shocked. All the celebrities that are trying to launch tokens on Solana base and all that stuff, like it's greedy at this point because they feel like this is the time to go take people's money, right? So we see it, but I think the problem is the people that really look at Bitcoin a lot and the Bitcoin price action and stuff, they're the ones that are shocked that the greed level is this high because they're like, okay, that's weird. Bitcoin has retraced, like $6,000 in the past week and a half, 7,000 almost. Where is this greed coming from? But it's really, in my opinion, it's coming from like the alts, Solana's ecosystem and really Solana's ecosystem. That's pretty much it.
I agree. So June 17th of 2023, we were at 25 extreme fear. June 17th of 2022, we were at 6 extreme fear. So that's pretty nuts to see. We're today, it's June 18th. So a year and a day ago, we were at extreme fear, and 2 years ago, we were at the bottom really here in fear at 6, which is wild. So super bearish, but insane. It's insane to look at. 2 years ago, crazy.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I will say that it does throw you off just because of the sentiment sometimes doesn't match the fear and greed. It has to catch up, right? And so I think sentiment could arrive earlier, right? And so when that happens, it throws people off and they're like, oh, that's crazy. Like I feel like a lot of blood in the streets, but it will catch up eventually. And then, the sentiment will change, probably more bullish before the fear and greed index does. So, I want to see 100. I want to see 100 greed, man. Send it. So, yep. Guys, if you're watching on the YouTube side, please make sure to smash that like for us and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Welcome to the Ordinal Hour presented by Ordinal Revolution podcast. And then on the Twitter side, please hit that like and then share this space. We appreciate you guys. 151 people in here, and let's get to the charts for Bitcoin.
Let's do it.
Show how bad it's bleeding out. All right. So we're going to look at the short time frame here. The hour chart for Bitcoin. You can see that we have headed directly into the oversold territory here. We pretty much started to enter it at 8 a.m. So about 2.5 hours ago. But the MACD is showing that we've really had sell pressure since last night, 7 p.m. So we've gone down from 67.3 to now we're sitting at 64. What is that? 64,600, right? So we are eventually going to hit to a point where we've been in oversold for a long time and bounce back some. I really don't see it being much of a large bounce back. Like I said, this week, I said this yesterday, this week we could hit 60,000, because the 8-hour chart yesterday was showing that we'll probably hang out in oversold for a bit. So today, really probably bouncing back between 64, high 64,000, 60, mid 65. Maybe we touch 66 again, but this week to me, I see kind of a bearish sentiment and price action, right? So, hey, I hate to be negative with that, but it is what it is. But I do have some positive news. If I bring over the 12-hour chart that kind of show you like a forecast of 15 to 20 days, which would be perfectly in line for the end of this month, heading into the beginning of next month. We have been oversold for a long time for Bitcoin. So it is due for a pull up on the 12-hour chart. These two, the blue and red lines here, are getting closer together, but as they get really close and about to touch, I think that's where you want to kind of see that entry, maybe if you're using leverage, but not financial advice, of course. And then towards the end of, like I said, towards the last week of this month, maybe the last half of the week of this month, and the first week of July is where we could see a pullback up, which makes sense with a lot of what, people are saying that are a lot smarter than me, right? Like Bob Lucas, Plan B, those type of people. But for this week, I do see more bleed out, but that's just kind of what I'm seeing on the charts. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just, for some reason, I'm just so bullish. I don't know, dude. Like, I can't kick it, dude. I feel like this is just, everyone now is expecting to go down, right? Everyone expecting to go down. 2 weeks ago, everyone was expecting to go up. I just feel like,
I wouldn't say everyone, because you brought to my attention that Crypto and Tom Crown now have said that this is the local bottom. Yep. And they're expecting a big pop up. So I wouldn't say everyone. There's some big chartists, if you will, that are thinking that this is the bottom.
Well, when I say everyone, I mean there's more shorts right now than longs. If you look on any type of exchange or anything like that, the shorts are lined up right now. Their mouths are ready to eat, right? But there's not many longs. I mean, you're not seeing a lot of longs come in right now. So I'm just thinking that within the next couple weeks, and I think we're going to get a nice dot on the Plan B stock to flow chart for June. I think it's going to end really well. And I don't know, man. I just can't get bearish 45 days after having. It's just not possible for me.
Yeah.
Right? It's just one of those things where, the next, 12 to 15 months are going to be absolutely insane. And I'm just ready for it. And, all this stuff is just noise. At the end of the day, I'm just waiting for the noise to kind of stop. And then we just explode north. And that's happening. I mean, people are saying if Wall Street is shorting and stuff like that. And there's a lot of Bitcoiners out there who buy spot who would love to kind of, make those guys have to buy it at a higher price when you short it. So we'll see.
So do you kind of agree with the sentiment that the rest of this week is down and then finish the month strong, or what's your sentiment for this week?
I think we're back over 68 by the end of the week. I do, man. I think this is going to bounce. I think it's going to bounce off the bottom of this Bollinger Band, just like Tom Crown said. And I think we're going up.
Yeah. I think it's okay to have corrections, though. And of course, like, I'm not saying that you're not okay with having corrections. Obviously you have some information from, that you took from Crypto and Tom Crown. So it kind of supports your sentiment, right? But I think that this is normal for June, and if obviously last year was completely different, but if I pull up last year, I mean, you can see here that, June, yes, it did pull up in June here, but then we went sideways for a very, very long time, and I don't think that this is going to happen, by the way, at all, the way that this played out, because it actually went down in August. I think it's kind of the opposite. I think this is flipped and inversed. I think, in June we went down, and in late, probably beginning of July, middle of July, we go up and stuff like that. But like, if you look at the previous cycles, June or on the halving year, June is not the best month, right? But I think July will be like to where we kind of catch back up. I think that this is healthy. The correction is healthy. We don't need to look at it as like a negative. We can look at it as an opportunity. And I think I saw some comments in here, like Claudio, he's like 54K on the plate. I want to eat. I think that having that mentality, knowing that we still have our bull market ahead of us, is a great mentality. What's going to go on sale? Because there's stuff that's already starting to go on sale, right?
Big time.
So
yeah, I agree. I just can't get bearish, dude. I can't do it. It's not something I promised myself I would not get bearish in a bull market. I just can't do it. Not doing it. Bull up only. All right, moving on to the next thing here, which is the roll call. Jumping to who's here today. Let's see who's here on a red Tuesday. First is first. It means a lot here on the show. But Tom Madden, congratulations, my friend. You win today. Tim Madden, congratulations today. You win today, my friend. Then our boy Danny in that second spot. Danny's the winner. Danny's winner in my eyes. Then Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Poo, he says his VDEX mines bridged and ready to go. Good.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
dude. You're gonna win. You're
Keep
gonna
ahead.
win.
Yep.
Ordinals Tweets is here. Howard Browder is here. Token Jokin is here. My man Yashir is always here, man. Yashir, man, we appreciate you, man. I came on today. I look at the comments and I'm like, let's go. So you have a lot of them there, my friend. Thank you so much for everything you do for the show. He's followed by Risiak.
Yeah, Risiak. Yeah, that's weird.
Risiak here. First time here. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Let's see. We got PJ and Z in the building. He says, I'm here, but we'll be asleep when we are live. So, and then
hey, showing up for attendance. I love that. It was like whenever I was in college, I would be like, I'm here, but I'm sleeping.
He goes in at what time was this? 3 o'clock in the morning? No, 5 o'clock in the morning, signs the paper and leaves. But we appreciate you, my friend. Coach A Cats, Cash A Cats is in the building. Super fan, man. Here every single day. We appreciate you. Joko is here. Broke Oshi, welcome back, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in. Tim Baker is here. Shout out to Tim Baker. I probably said him already, but say him again. And then we have Chain Watcher in the building. No is here. Zaza is here. Chief Axel is here. LSR is here. Pelpa is here. Bitrenz is in the building. Nocturnal's here. Kai Effect, man. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for coming in. PDX is here. Abdul is here. Green Man is here. Let's see. If I didn't say TKL, it's him again. Crypto Mona is here. Followed by John is here. The show can start, guys. John is here.
Officially starting the show.
Claudio is here. Let's see. Oh, it's a tough one for me. Pantaloni. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming in here. He said they multi-bit, something about multi-bit. We'll check that a little later. Let's see who else. Claudio is here. USX is here. Sixes is here, and Nocturnal again. Red Tuesday, Green Tuesday. It's all the same here. I hear you, buddy. Thank you all for being here, and we'll get to your comments in the after hour. The first hour of the show is Ordinal Hour. The second show is all about you guys. So we'll get to all your comments and everything you guys posted in there in the second half of the show. Appreciate you all being here.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is a good one here. Ideas from Casey Rodarmor alone account for 1/3 of all fees on the Bitcoin network these days. And Casey, if you guys don't know, he was on the What Bitcoin Did podcast. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but they came out yesterday and they were like, I went into this, I wanted to hate Casey, but I left. I think he's an amazing individual. So, I mean, Casey is winning over the Bitcoin maxis, and I think that's pretty cool. I think it's only a matter of time before What Bitcoin Did is talking about ordinals anyway. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, and I think the way that reads, it's kind of confusing. It says ideas from Casey Rodarmor alone. Okay, so yeah. I get what you're saying. So basically, ordinals, runes, everything that he initiated has accounted for 1/3 of the. Okay, I remember this last summer and how we just would see that ordinals and BRC20s and all that stuff would account for like huge percentages of the transaction fees, right?
Yeah.
But that was during a dead season kind of for the overall space, right? But now that it's picked up and there's more transactions being done on Bitcoin, it has gone scaled down a little bit, but still 1/3 of the entire transaction fees are towards the on-chain economy that's part of the ordinals ecosystem. I think that's huge. It's huge. So we are all a part of that. So I think that we gotta pat ourselves on the back too, right? Like our community, everybody's community, because Casey, he's the one who created it and started it. But if the community's not here, then those numbers aren't gonna be that.
I agree. And I think I think by the end of the cycle, we're going to account for 60-70% of all transactions. I think at some point it's going to get really expensive to do like small transactions. So they're going to stop. But for us in Ordinals, we're trying to make money here. So we don't care about small transactions. We're going to do it all. So 60-70% by the end of the bull, 100%, I think.
Yeah. That, makes sense to me. 100%. Not 100% though.
99.9 would be nice, right? So
yeah.
All right, going on to something. This is pretty cool. We were talking to Abdul yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, you guys checked out not a month," and we're like, "Nah, I really haven't looked into it." So he pulled it up for us. So this is it right here. It's a site is natomon.xyz. We're gonna start digging into the DMT stuff a little bit more. But it's pretty cool. So they're like Pokemon cards, and I was big into Pokemon as a kid. I'm not sure if you were. Did you have cards?
Not Pokemon cards, but yeah, I mean it's a big part of the cards collectibles market, though. That's for sure.
So these are pretty cool. If you come to natomon.xyz, you just type in a block height. Let's just see something random here. Oh, we got the necklace. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, I wonder what data they're utilizing though for each block, right? Obviously, that's how DMT works and Unets work. They pick maybe one or more than one data points from a block, and it generates what the art looks like, right? And so that's exactly what's being utilized here, which is really cool. I do think once the education part of DMT, because it's really simple if you break it down from like a high level, but it's like how much deeper is each project, right, on that, and then what data points are they using, right? Because like from a high level, it is simple to explain it. Basically, just using certain data points from a block height, and it generates the art, whatever the project is, right? So that's really simple, but is that enough to excite the everyday noob, right? I think it could be enough to excite the everyday nerd, right? Which we nerd out on stuff like this.
Yeah.
But I think that each project brings a little something extra to it as well, right? And I think that's where I think communication and education can get a little bit better. Maybe it's going to have to be dependent upon the project, give them the responsibility for that.
Yeah. And I'm curious how the game's going to go, right? Like I'd play the game, if I got if I can open a pack of cards, like that'd be cool. I guess that would be like minting. And then you kind of take your cards to, I don't know, maybe they have a DApp or something like that. But one thing that I don't like is a lot of the images are pretty much the same. Like unicorn, there's like a dog looking thing with wings, or I don't know what that thing is, but four legs. Then we had that one dragon, and there's sunglasses, and a lot of them are like I can't really. It's just this dragon is very common, just different colors and stuff like that. So I wish there was more like different looking, I guess, Pokemon that you could do here.
Natomon,
like that. So
Natomon. Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, I wish they used the Pokemon concept. There's a lot of the same. I think it's like 4 or 5 different ones. I could be wrong. Let's check a different number here. Yeah, see, it's just a different color unicorn. Let's try something like 88845.
Have we reached that block height yet? 888?
Yeah, I think so, right?
What are we on?
We're definitely here. Okay, maybe we did.
I don't think we're at 888. Maybe we are. No, we're not. 848. I was like, you're trying to create a block height that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
848, so 400. Yeah, that one's there. Yeah, so here's my theory on DMT and Unet. I do think that there's going to be a project that comes out and it blows minds. It'll be easily, like the everyday person will be able to comprehend it very easily. But it will, because it's going to use the data points, but it will be a project that just like works very easily, smooth, and it makes sense and it just clicks. And I think that will start the DMT like boom. Because the concept, I love the concept of it. You can gamify that big time, right? Yep. Even Superfan says, I think he's using the concept of DMT, even if he doesn't use that actual protocol, into what he's building, right? So with generative stuff, that's where it's really cool. There's going to be a single part, just kind of like how I felt like with Bitmap. There's going to be one simple, easy, like to understand project that blows it out of the water, and that ignites the whole DMT movement.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping that comes with obviously Tap's dropping a wallet this month. Tap's dropping a marketplace this month. Tap's dropping the Tap token this month. It'll be airdropped to the people with the coin list, and airdrop the people who held track and pipe and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see what happens after the ecosystem kind of is birthed, right? Like right now it's in like phase 0, but phase 1, it could be big. And with the wallets and infrastructure, these DMT stuff could really, DMT seems to be like their ordinals, right? So we'll see. I'm curious.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah. And also speaking of tap, I know it's a little bit off subject, but you said Ordinal's wallet is back up and running, right? For
oh yeah.
the
Well, we have it down here. Yeah, we can talk about that real quick since we're already on the tap stuff. We can move this down. So
Ghosty, I think it was.
yeah, so
Is
Ordinal's wallet tap token buying was down for over a week, and nobody really said anything to the guys over at Ordinal's wallet because they put out a tweet and said, "Guys, if something's not working, please tell us." So you weren't able to buy anything. So yeah, everything was getting listed, and that's why things were getting listed with zero volume. We talked about yesterday with Ghosty had zero volume, but that was because the marketplace was down. So you couldn't buy. SatsX is the only place with SatX doesn't get a lot of volume, but Ordinal's Wallet is the number one marketplace right now for the tap tokens, and that was rough because it was tough to see like, wow, no one's buying any of this stuff, but it wasn't their fault. It was because the wallet was down, and then it opened up, and then Ghosty, they posted a tweet that said, exciting news, you can now buy, sell Ghosty tap tokens on a follow marketplace, Ordinal's Wallet, and SatsX. So that's pretty big now that it's up and running, and they all got over 0.2 in a matter of hours after that. So there was definitely some pent up buying that happened. They got all the up. It was down to like 35 cents, and they got all the way up to about 42 cents. So
yeah,
congratulations, Ghosty, man. Their tap token is really doing really well now that it's on tap.
yeah. Yeah, I think the Traverse guys, like Abdul, reached out to Ordinal's Wallet. So someone did reach out. It was just he had to keep knocking on that door because I'm sure Ordinal's Wallet, busy with a bunch of stuff. You got Tap, you got Runes, you got all these other things on their platform. But yeah, definitely the volume picked back up. So that's a positive thing for Ghosty's Tap token, and then probably the volume picked back up for everybody else too, right? Like Traverse and all those other tokens. Which, by the way, I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again, like, don't sleep on the tap ecosystem, guys. There's builders over there that have actual products. If I had to pick one of the fungible token standards that has the most utility, I would probably go with tap outside of like a marketplace, right? Because you got Foxy, Metaverse, they're building games. We've seen it. We played the beta version. You got Traverse has security vaults in Bitcoin and other ecosystems, and then you got Ghosty that has an actual swap. If you were to pick right now, utility wise, could you argue against me?
I could argue with Runes having more utility because of bank and stuff like that. Like there's a stable coin now.
So that's one.
You know what I mean? And then you have, Liquidium's going to be a Rune. You have,
Fluid token's going to be one.
Yeah, Fluid token's going to be one.
But those are going to be Runes. They're not out yet.
Right now, you got banked, and then there is there's not much more, but we know a lot are coming. We know that I'm sure that there's like 10 or 15 that are open. Runes terminal. So I mean, right now there's a lot more utility tokens on tap than there is on Runes. But in a month from now, will that still be the same?
Yeah, but we also don't know what else is going to come out with taps. Like they have launch punks. I know that's another one. Plus the marketplace is like a secret name. I don't know, so I think that's good for the overall ecosystem, but great points on the Rune side because we've talked about that a lot too, that there's stuff coming. But this is good for the overall ecosystem, and BRC20 seems to be kind of like the one that's lagging a little bit here in terms of utility. But we'll see what happens with Unisat and Layer 1 Foundation and stuff whenever they launch their thing.
You do have ORNJ. You do have trying to think of Sats kind of is their utility, the gas token, so that you can say that. So there is some stuff over there as well. I just think the entire ecosystem is so young that we're by the end of the year, we're probably going to see like 90 to 100 on each ecosystem.
Yeah, dude, and that's the crazy part. Like we named this Bitcoin innovation for a reason because of these ecosystems and what the potential is, right? A year from now, the entire ecosystem is going to look so different. It's going to look so like, oh, wow, how did that build out to that? How did that build out to that? Right. So I think there's exciting times ahead, guys.
Speaking of exciting times, the track successfully reached its maximum pool capacity of 1 million. Track, amazing job to Tap team. So they posted this here. I'll bring this up real quick. The ecosystem validator pool is now closed. We just hit a maximum capacity of 1 million. Track contributed. Congratulations to all who joined the pool by purchasing a % share, and in doing so, you have secured. what is it? Purchasing, you have secured the future pool rewards. So not only is there rewards for like launch punks and the new ghosty token spooky and a bunch of other stuff and the tap tokens, you're going to get anything that builds on tap, you're going to get a piece of that. So being in this pool is probably going to be really, really good for the people who got in for sure, especially the Karma guys. I think they're going to make out really well off this.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look, shout out to the Karma guys. They did what they said they were going to do. They put all 500,000 track into this validator pool, which that's locked up forever now, guys. Right. So they're going to be earning a lot of these tokens though. Right. So it was probably smart for them as well. But so now they got to 1 million, right? And now 1 million goes away. So now you're working with 20 million track, right?
Yep.
So how else can they burn track? Because I feel like this is a good start for sure. Getting, putting 1 million track away, bringing the total supply down to 20 million, but you still got 20 million. Is there other strategies that they can, do to decrease that? Could we get it down to 15 million ever, or is that too much?
I don't know about 15, but I think 18 million happens by the end of this month because so we're at 20 right now, and I think another 2 million get locked up in validators. So when the sale starts, it's going to be 100 per validator, and they're going to get sold out really quickly, and then it's going to be like 500 and 1,000, all the way up to 10,000. And I don't think there's a limit after it gets to 10,000. You can keep buying them, and you can keep getting as many validators as you want. Obviously, the more validators, the more decentralized it is. So they're going to keep it at 10,000, I think, for a while. But let's just say, like, someone like Google or someone comes in and they want to get 15 validators and they buy them between, 1,000 and 10,000. You could see like a big company like that alone come in and take off 1 million off the top, right? And then everyone else take another 1 million off the top. Or let's just say someone else wants to come in and they want to take 1 million off the top. So I think it's going to happen. And not only that, you're going to see people now, want you to come stake your track there, earn their token, and then they can go and earn the 10 to 15% APY that's on tap, right? So I think a lot of that's going to happen up too. So I think another 2 million is going to get locked away forever, and potentially even more than that.
Yeah. I don't know if they haven't put any information out that they have a max number of validators.
They're building in stealth, dude. They're not putting any information out at all. So it's so hard to get any information from these guys.
Well, I mean, let's say that, like, it does kind of go on until they sell a good amount. That could be extremely, extremely bullish for the track token, right?
Yeah.
Which kind of reversed my mentality or my perception on the future of Tap. Because I was a little bit worried, but this seems like, Benny and his team are really focused on, hey, whatever happens with this, to like talking to investors, talking to everybody involved, we cannot hurt the tap token or the track token. We need to focus on propping that up as well. And this would do exactly that, right? Like, imagine this ecosystem, everything goes well with the tap ecosystem, and these validators just continually increase, making it more and more decentralized, which was always Benny's goal with his indexing anyways, right? And we get to a point to where, like you said, like new projects are propping up and they want to be validators, right? And so they're staking your track, and you're earning their token at very high AP. This is where we could see like a crazy APR or APY environment on a meta protocol, which I didn't think we would ever probably see that. But it might not last long. I actually don't think it would. It would probably come down pretty quickly. But I would love that type of environment.
Yeah. I would too. I think it would be pretty insane if that happens on tap. And I think they're trying to be the DeFi hub of Bitcoin, and I think they can do it. But they're definitely going to need some help. ICP thing really helps, and stuff like that. So, and I'm sure they're going to have a lot more once the liquidity gets built up and stuff like that. And you can that'd be pretty cool seeing Bitcoin on DeFi Llama with something like tap underneath it, or tap whatever the marketplace is and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be big. I think you're going to see a lot of validators, and I think it's stupid to cap the amount of validators.
Yeah, I do too.
If you just keep letting it go at 10,000 per track, let's just say, if the people who make out early get it for 500 and 1,000, good for them, because potentially it's 10,000 per track, but you're earning 15% APY. You're all earning the same amount, no matter if you paid the 15, if you paid the 100 track or if you paid the 10,000, you're all earning 15% APY. So
the only thing that I would say is like, how would it affect the transaction times, right? Like if it's unlimited, right? Like, and what's the process for validation?
Well,
right?
that's the thing too. So the reward would just keep dropping. So right in the beginning, let's just say it's 15%. If 1 million validators come online, right, or it's just for an easy number, you could get down to 6%, and that's not worth burning track to get more.
Yeah. So it will, if they did do kind of like an unlimited amount of validators, which I don't think that they would. I'm pretty sure that they have like some number that they feel like they can't go over. But let's just say in theory, if they did, it would kind of take care of itself, right? Because like you said, like the APR would come down to a point to where it wouldn't make sense, right? So it's very interesting times ahead for that, right? To see where the opportunities lie and everything.
But they could keep upping it. You know what I mean? They can, a new project come online, and they get their rewards for that.
Exactly. Yeah. So that could continue on forever. Which for me, I'm sure they have a number in their head in terms of we don't want more than this many validators and all that stuff.
We'll see. Keeping it in Tap for one last time is the Tap Wallet and Explorer public testament is now open for everyone. Get WL for 10-0 fee pass. The first privileged authentication token minted on Tap. These guys, they're building, man. They're not doxed, which is a little scary, but I mean, we've dealt with that many times before, and it hasn't really been an issue. They forked the Unisat wallet to make it a Tap wallet, and they're going to be it's live, right? You can use it now.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking to them in DMs and stuff, so I'm trying to get on a call with them, but yeah, I mean, they forked it. They're doing the authorization whitelist thing that Tap does, testing right now for mint. What is it called? Authorization token minted or whatever. And anybody that does that gets whitelisted for the pass, right? And I think you put that in there, but this is where marketing is so important, right? In our industry. So I get it. Like some people don't want to be known, but if you're doing a wallet, you got to put yourself out there, because then if you don't, you're going to miss out on exposure and marketing. For how much work they've done, everybody in the Tap ecosystem should be using them right now, in my opinion, if they're legit, right? And because it seems like there's a hesitancy in terms of like how much they want to be exposed, right, of themselves, it's been limited big time, right? And and I think there's probably people listening right now, and they don't realize that there is a fully functional wallet for Tap right now, and it's kind of a shame because it's needed, right? And they'll probably lose out to Unitap's wallet if they don't kind of put themselves out there right now. So I think it's kind of like a call to action to at least jump on a call, like let's talk or whatever, because if not, you're going to get lapped, and it sucks, and it would be a shame because you've done all this work, and you did fork Unisat, but people fork wallets all the time. It's more about like really just kind of being a solution to a pain point, and you did the work to do it, but you're not allowing the marketing to follow up, and you have to have marketing in this space. We know that marketing is probably number one.
But one thing though about this wallet is like it's not like you're able to connect it to Ordinal's wallet. You can't connect it to SatsX right now. You're gonna have to wait for this Tap marketplace to kind of drop, and I'm sure they'll have connectability for it. I mean, they're probably gonna have connectability for every wallet that's dedicated to Tap. So I think once you go to that and you hit connect and this wallet comes up, I think it'll do really well. But you're right though, without marketing, without pushing it forward, no one's going to know it even exists until that day.
Yeah, exactly. And what drives the want for these marketplaces to add them to be able to connect it? It's demand. And if you're not driving your demand up with your brand, then it's not going to entice these marketplaces to add them, right? For connectability. 100%. Right now, I think that they would actually have a shot at Ordinal's wallet, because Ordinal's wallet is a big Tap marketplace. Definitely SatsX, at least, right? And stuff like that. And so I think that it would just, really benefit them if they put themselves out a little bit more at this point, because Unitap's probably going to release their wallet soon too.
Yeah, next week actually. We actually booked them next Wednesday, so we'll have Unitap on the show. We'll do a video with them and stuff like that. So that should be entertaining. So we'll have that out for you guys right before their launch too. So that's pretty big.
Yeah.
This is pretty big here. Phase 3.0 of the Merl token claim is now open. Go claim your Merl. So if you go to merlinchain.io, right? Or is it?
Yes.
Is it merlinchain.io? You can now claim a third of your tokens now. For the first one was half. The second one was like a third. Okay, this one's a little less than a third. So you can claim an eighth of your tokens right now, and you got 2 more claims after this. I want to say, 2 more claims after this, or 3 more claims after this. But they get smaller and smaller. So this is the last big one, guys. So if you're thinking about like selling your Merl, I would definitely think twice, because the airdrop stuff is just about done, and I think I think the lows are in for Merl here. I think 28 cents, 27 cents might be the low. I think we might stay here for a little while, but I definitely think the low is in for Merl for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it dumped with the other parts of the space, right?
Yeah.
But I think if people are expecting the Merl token to drop a ton from here because of this airdrop, I think they're going to be in for a surprise. Last one was a pretty still substantial size of airdrop, and it didn't really skip a step, really, right? The first one did for sure. The first airdrop, but this one I think we'll see even less than last time. So I think that 29-30 cents for would probably be that bottom price, but we'll see. We don't know exactly what the future brings, but that's just my estimation on the bottom, probably like 29 cents.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go into the banners. Let's see what else we have in here. Okay, this is a tweet from Ordlord on X. He said, beware of weather whale games. The challenge we face with runes is that whales can easily crash the market by dumping large parcels, 60, 70,000, which slows down sales and scares holders into panic selling. And then they come in and they buy up everything before it and then pull their order. So there's no really way to combat this except with like a fluid type swap, like the guys that fluid token have. How big do you think that fluid is in the kind of combat this
huge
whale games?
So this is a call to action, guys. Look, if you're tired of this happening, Cabal versus Cabal doing this, use fluid, because fluid, the way it works is when you create a buy or sell limit order, fluid on their decks, right, allows the buyer to buy as much as they want, as long as there is enough buy or sell limit orders in that have been placed. So they will split it for everybody. So no more bricking. That won't happen here. So this actually combats that, and this solves from a basic fundamental level the issue of like splitting transfers, all that crap. And in a sense, it is like a living liquidity kind of living on there, right? So I think fluid tokens can definitely be that solution to this issue right now. This is the second, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Shin posted about it. I brought it up. So this is the second account that has brought this up with well games, and it's happening. And the accounts that are large and have large followings, they don't care. They don't care that like communities are going to dumped on. They just want to win. It's a PvP for them, right? So just be careful when you're out there and you see a lot of these like posts about just specific tokens and what their opinions are going down, up, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? But Fluid is, and yes, they are a partner of ours, but they happen to have the solution to this problem, right? And that's why we partner with brands like this, is because they are building stuff. And I think this could be the solution to bricking, which bricking has been a problem since BRC20. It's not new. It hasn't just started here.
Yep. And it's really the first DEX on Bitcoin, right? I mean, you can say, I guess the other one, DotSwap, would be, but this is definitely the first like big one that that's out there. So
yeah, I mean, it's a different approach than what we're used to, because we're used to liquidity pools, and DotSwap tried to follow that model, and it just really didn't adapt. But I feel like Fluid Tokens is using what we have, the limitations of Bitcoin, and creating almost like this AMM that works the best way we can. You're not limited to purchasing bulks or bricks of tokens. They're splitting it for the seller, right, and the buyer. So
Yep. All right, moving on to the next thing here. Or.io, Runes Minting UI update is phenomenal, guys. Have you checked it out yet? It looks amazing.
I did look at it. I still like Luminex better, I think.
I don't know, man. Like this is just cool because you can see like the day, stupid silly cat and stuff like that, or you can go like the 6 hour, the 1 hour, and stuff like this. I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. So
I like it a
definitely
lot.
check it out. Check it out, guys. Or.io and hit the Runes tab. So shout out Leonidas, man. They're building over there. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
Just want to bring that to your attention.
Yeah, I feel like that Or.io and a lot of these explorers and stuff are going to look so different, like from a year from now. Just like I always say, the space is going to look way different then. But yeah, man, that brings us to the Ordinal After Hour. A little slow day today, but it's okay because you guys still show up. And that's, the days like today are the ones we pay attention the most. Like who showed up on Bloody Tuesday, right? 213 people in here showed up. That's a good amount of people that still showed up, even though Bitcoin dumped and everything. There's blood in the streets because the ones that know, that have been hanging out with us for a long time, know that it benefits you still to show up on bloody days.
100%. Yashir says real quick before speaking of Or.io, said Or.io did not set my mint today. Not trustable. Luminex is way better, in my personal opinion. So yeah, I haven't really used it yet. So I that's good to know. So
nice. Yep. Yeah, sure. Got so much good info, man. He's the alpha guy.
Yeah, we're lucky to have him a part of our community for sure.
100%. Guys, put your questions in the chat. We will get to those now. So No says, I love the consistency from the Ordinal Revolution team and community. Shout out everyone watching. Yes, we just talked about that, and it's true, man. You guys show up no matter what, right? No matter what.
And to his point, that we're here every day. We haven't missed a weekday since we started doing the lives, and we're not going to. We'll be here up until we will probably miss in July at the conference, but we'll try to do something. So
we're figuring that out. Yeah.
We're
figuring that out. We'll have some fun with it, I think. Abdul says, if you had 0.15 Bitcoin, what are you buying? What are you buying, Shizzy, if you have 0.15 Bitcoin?
Good question. Right now, I probably buy some track, honestly. Only because I'm just bullish on what's coming, and I think there's gonna be a lot of news coming in the next 3-4 weeks. I might have heard that from somebody. I'm not sure how true it is, but in the next 3-4 weeks, you're gonna have marketplaces and a lot dropping. And track would probably be the one that I'm buying. It's super cheap right now too, not financial place whatsoever. But what I did personally, my money's where my mouth is. I bought some over the weekend, so I'm over 10,000 for the first time ever. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. You might start seeing track pools on Bitcoin side chains too, guys. So don't be shocked with that. Logically, track to me from a logical standpoint. So just trying to use logic, I keep saying logic, I know, but it's because sometimes logic doesn't play out, in our space. But from a logic standpoint, track has the opportunity to explode. I hope that it plays out, and I'm going to play my hand, not hyper aggressively, but aggressively to where I feel like it will explode. With that being said, sometimes logic doesn't play out in crypto, so don't come after me and if it doesn't explode up to $100. But it just seems like it's set up for that.
I agree.
We'll see. Yeah, Shearer says Brotheum Dex announced that since day one of their launch, USDT and USD staking pool will be available. I don't remember them saying that.
They announced this?
Well, I don't know, but that's weird because we do know that. I know that they've had ideas for something like this, but NUSD is kind of new, right? It's unless he's talking about the first day of NUSD's launch. But with that being said,
they had a tweet. It says Roteam DEX at launch will have a staking pool for NUSD USDT with dual staking rewards and time. More details. Yeah, so he posted this an hour ago. Okay, this is something that Yasher is more aware of than we are. So
well, also I think the way that I read that wasn't how it was supposed to be said, right? Like Rotheum saying on day one of VDEX's launch, they're going to offer that. So
yeah,
appreciate that. Yasher. Let's see. Claudio says, to be honest, the dump was expected. Too many shit coins and memes everywhere. Evil was corrected. Evil. I like how you call it evil. Because there's some evil in there, I feel like, for sure. Multibit. What's multibit? And it says so Panaloni says multibit has a bridge ready for runes. Bridge. I mean, there's a bridge right now for Merlin for runes. Yeah. Is there any other bridges outside of Merlin for runes?
I don't think so.
Not yet. ICP.
Not yet, no.
ICP. Well, they might be working on something with tap on that. I wouldn't be shocked if they did. Nocturnal, what's up? Nocturnal is a longtime member of the show and OSDE guy. He says, good morning. Looking forward to Lucid Drop. It's looking like a solid project. What do you know about Lucid Drop?
Not much.
Yeah, let me look it up and see if there's a launch pad on Magic Eden for it.
I don't see it. What was it on Nocturnal? I'm just out of the loop on
Lucid. It's Lucid BTC. Oh, I think I heard about this. It's like an anime thing here. So it says a new culture is emerging. I guess this is maybe part of like, is this a part of like Ordinal Geese's community? That's interesting. I know Block and that whole crew was big on the Ordinal Geese.
The commoners?
No, they're not. I don't think they're
under construction.
Yeah, I don't think they're commoners. They definitely look like kind of like an anime type of thing, but it looks like that it's connected with the Goose Ordinal Geese community here. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Japan animation, the anime stuff, like what's the biggest one that's had success over here?
There's not none. They all just been down only since they launched. I mean, they're all launching in bad timing, so it's hard to say. But the Azuki clone was shit.
Well, that one had the biggest opportunity.
Until everyone realized that it was all the images were exactly the same as like the ones they showed were really cool, and then they got like pretty identical with the floors. So I don't know. And then there's other one Onwa or something like that didn't do really well. Nothing did really well over here.
No, Onwa was a token for
no, not Onwa. It was called something like that. It was, I forget what it was.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, but anyways, hey, but look, there's still kind of like that top spot though, right? Because like Ink had the biggest opportunity that they, in my opinion, kind of blew. I was actually so thankful that I was able to get out of that with minimal loss. But so there is an opportunity to have that Azuki spot over here. So hey, it could be Lucid. We'll see what else they have other than just the collection.
Yeah, man.
Where was I? There it is. Okay.
What else we got?
Sorry, I'm just trying to get back to my spot so I don't skip anybody here. Ichitoshi says, is it beautiful time to inscribe earlier? Oh, wait. Beautiful time to inscribe earlier 12 sat blocks. Is that what the blocks are right now?
No, not right now. May have been earlier.
Oh, earlier today, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Blocks right now are 28, 32. Yeah.
But they will drop, like that at dead periods of the day. Obviously, there's always a high period in somewhere in the world, but the western part of the world typically will drive up the stat blocks unless it's fungible tokens. So good point. So you might want to find what time of the day during this down period of the market would be a good time to inscribe, right? 12 sats, you can't really beat that too much. But the only thing that sucks about that is you gotta be careful. Make sure it's not like an important inscription, because all of a sudden it could just jump out of nowhere and you're stuck. You know what I mean? Behind like 5 blocks. All right, Superfan says, in my opinion, non-arbitrary tokens and DMT, digital matter theory, is also interesting because every new block means possible patterns into the future. I'm basing storyline on block data, which will keep changing to the last block minted after I'm gone. That's wild. That's why I do love the concept of it, right? Because you kind of let it have a life of its own, like its own, narrative. It kind of creates its own path, right? So awesome, Superfan. I can't wait till your stuff is released to the public and stuff. I think you're gonna have some amazing stuff with Bitcoin Heroes and how that plays out. Guys, check out Superfan's project, Bitcoin Heroes, on Twitter. He's definitely building some amazing things there. Ishitoshi follows up and says, I like the non-arbitrary data with DMT, but some of the image pointers are not fully on chain, someone said. I'm still not fully understanding this. I really like the non-arbitrary nature of generation. Yeah, so I remember a lot of people would come out and say that Natcats weren't fully on chain, but then that changed. So is it because they were put fully on chain later?
There was something where the images weren't on chain, and then it had like an image thing, but not on chain. But now they are. They were kind of like bitmaps in the beginning. They were just bitmaps. The images are not on chain; they're off chain, but it's just on chain as the number. And I think that's how that was as well. I think it was just like the data, and now they are. So I'm not sure what changed with that or how they did it, but it's different now. So
maybe they recursively inscribed the images. Right. That's what I would think, is like, because we know with DMT, it literally is like JSON text format or whatever, language they're using. And so the only thing I can think of is inscribing recursively, or, attaching it to, to that. I don't know, our parent child, maybe, right? That could work, right? If you inscribe the image of the child, and then the text is the parent inscription. So there's definitely ways to do it. So maybe that's what they're going
really
back expensive. It does. That's what I was going to say. Like, who's paying for that? Right?
Yeah.
Like, who's
the
paying
user
for that?
could, but yeah. Kaifek's comment there is interesting. It's a track trying to make the Leopard 2 of crypto. What does that mean, Andy?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Kai, if you could expand on that, that would be great. But he did say the amount of developing in the space is a good sign. Yeah. That's why I'm just so bullish. And there's a lot of times there's things that people, like large groups of people, overlook, and later on it's a huge success. And I feel like that's what's happening with the Bitcoin ecosystem with the rest of crypto.
He said, Kaifek said, it's already on chain, just needs a pointer. So I guess they're just kind of pointing to it now. Okay. All right.
Superfan giving Yasher some credit here. It says, speaking for everyone here, shouts to Yasher, beast mode active all the time. Yep. No lie was told there. I'll say that. Tim Madden says, are you guys minting anything? When's the last time you minted anything?
Dude, I'm afraid of minting because of getting sniped and stuff. I'd rather just buy off secondary, honestly, unless like during the mint, because a lot of times too, people will just mint and try to make a few bucks off it. So I'll just take that. I'll just pay the few bucks to make sure I get my my stuff. So minting lately for me, it's just, I don't know. I don't enjoy the process of minting anymore. I've minted too many times. I got my stuff stolen and spent hundreds of dollars that just went to miners that I didn't get nothing for.
Yeah, I minted some of that meme token, the BAMP BRC20. That was the last one that I did.
How's that doing now? Is that doing okay?
Not really. No. Yeah, it's kind of down. I mean, I kind of expected it to have a little bit of a pump, and then maybe, if a community forms around, I think there's like maybe 500 plus holders on it. But I mean, who knows? Like, if the market turns, it could continue meeting up. I haven't sold a single one of mine because I only spent I spent like a little over $100, right? So for me, I was just like, whatever, it's for fun. If it becomes anything, great. If not, oh well, it's $100.
Yeah.
LSR says your thoughts on Alex Labs after the exploit in BTC DeFi in general. So that's interesting that this question is still being brought up.
Yeah.
But if you notice, I don't know, you follow Hunch, right?
Yeah. He hasn't talked about them at all.
Well, no, he does.
Does he?
But they're like random posts but it's like it's weird posts. So it's like I still trust or like I still have faith and in my opinion, I'm like don't even say that kind of stuff if you you need and nothing against Hunch. Like I think Hunch is a smart guy. He has some great calls and stuff like that. I'm just saying, like, my opinion with Alex Labs is if you hold Alex Labs, just move forward and don't talk about that situation anymore. Because, like, I think for the most part, the people in the space understand, like, what Alex Labs has done for the space. You know what I mean? So, like, I think if it's a honest, mistake, which it seems to be the case now, obviously how big the mistake is matters. And I think that it did affect, certain groups of people, probably a decent amount, but keep bringing that up is not doing any good, right? For Alex Labs, I'll say that. But how long ago was that exploit?
About 3 weeks now, 4 weeks, maybe a month ago.
That's it. God,
it hasn't been long at all.
Short, like crypto's moves, like I don't know how to explain it
now.
But
it was the last time you were out because I remember I had what's the name on for that?
Yeah. So anyways, long answer short here, or short answer long. I think Alex Labs is okay. Just move forward. They'll be fine. If another exploit happens, they're done probably. In my opinion, BTC DeFi in general is going to be the biggest narrative, in my opinion, and it's going to have the best reward for people that stick with the conviction.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's going to take time for them to come back. I think they will. I think Alex Labs will be a top competitor for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the Eastern companies that went into stacks, which you don't see a ton of those, right? So, all right.
Well, I wouldn't call them Eastern though. They're
Chinese.
They're oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yep.
They're Chinese. I thought. Okay. Okay, so the next question is from Sixes here. We got 269 people in here, guys. So definitely get growing here. So appreciate you guys for watching. Welcome if you just joined us. Sixes asked, so July 4th, OG passed for Unitap. And it says right here, directly for their thing, it says Unitap OG pass mint. Get ready for July 3rd, 48 hours of mint only for whitelists. By then, you will be able to use Unitap wallet to mint. Interesting. That's awesome. Pay with BTC and Tap. Interesting. Well, I don't like this part. Cross fingers.
if it's out, they're saying.
Oh, okay.
The airdrop has to happen first. Yeah.
I was like, I don't like this part.
Yeah. I got it as soon as I saw it. It's like in my head, I was like, well, is it gonna be out by then? And then I was like, well, then I see the cross fingers. So
yeah. Then it says no team allocation, so that's pretty cool. And then you can just go to the Unitap Mint page here once that's ready, and it just kind of explains it. One thing about Unitap though is they got some damn good front end developers, right? Like it just flows. The website flows very well. They, I love the color scheme that they use, and I know that most people don't give a crap about this stuff, but me having like the digital marketing background, it matters to me. And so I don't know. I don't know. Like, hey, I'm also somewhat bullish on Tap, Wallet, and Explorer. I just need if we can meet them, we can definitely dive deeper into that. But Unitap looks great. But we'll see what happens on July 3rd. So get ready for that. We're going to have the monsoon. So we'll go over those questions as well whenever they're on with us.
So you said, are you minting DN? What you know what DN is?
Are you minting DN? I don't.
For sure. Oh, and then he told you, Tim Modern says, I don't know what DN is unless you mean what I think.
Did you see
They
the
got
layup
me?
right there?
Ah, there you go. These nuts.
Did you not read that?
No, I was up there. I was like, why didn't you mention that one? And then I saw that one. And
Ishitoshi, you got Shizzy, man. You
got me, bro. That was good.
You got him. That was such a setup right there. All right. Mike's World says, can we stake our Brothium dexes yet? So no. Do you own a Brothium dex? That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
No, the Brothium mine is not stakeable yet, but you can bridge them over. So I would have those ready. So I'm gonna bridge mine over very soon in the next day or two. But it's coming. It's coming very soon. Contracts being finalized and all that stuff. Abdul says Ordinal's top 5 right now. Go ahead.
Ordinal's top 5? Easy. Node Monks, Puppets, Cats, OMB. Who in that 5th spot?
Ribbit.
Yeah, I'll go frogs with you. I know you go frogs. We'll go frogs.
Yeah, for me, it's Node Monk number 1. I would say OMB number 2, Frogs number 3. Which ones am I missing? I want to put Opium over Puppets because I think long term that Opium does better. And then my number 5 is going to be, it's going to probably shock you guys, but I'm going to say Honey Badgers.
Yeah.
So mine is more of like mid to longer term. Mine is more longer term. Shiz is probably more mid term than mine.
Yeah, I mean, mine are really the top, just in a different order, and then the frogs in there. So
100%. What else do we got here? Ishitoshi says he had to get you. He had to get you, Ishitoshi.
See, here we say D's. We never say DN. So yeah, you hear about D's? What's D's? Oh, D's nuts.
Okay, so this is some news. Yasher says Fruck holders, which is the Fruck frogs that look kind of like frog puppets. They get airdrop for Lucid, so that's pretty cool. Or whitelist, sorry. They get a whitelist. Congrats to Sixes. He won a whitelist on Unitap OG spot. So that's awesome, man. Oh, any new development on Atomicals from Kai? Actually, yes.
We had something. We didn't talk about it, did we?
Yeah, we just got it in. Yeah, but I'll talk about it right now. So WizWallet came out and said Atomical's partial ARC20 coloring feature is now active. Update your WizWallet to the latest extension 2.9.0, which I did, and app 1.7.0 to send fewer than 546 ARC tokens in just one transaction. So this allows you to send in smaller batches. Basically, it says older versions are no longer supported, so please update ASAP. Yeah, so make sure you update your WizWallet through the Chrome extension, and you can see, it basically allows you just to, send in smaller batches. I think this is needed in the Atomical space. Atomical is definitely a quieter ecosystem, but this is something I'm glad to hear that they're doing stuff, right? They definitely need to be more vocal. I don't know if they're timing stuff, but yeah.
I agree.
Patapoo, what's up, Patapoo? He says, how low do you think Node Monks can go in USD? I want a sub 100K one. Yeah, I would not buy one over 100K. I know that sounds bougie, but for me, I just I'm the collectible guy. Yeah, I like the collectability. So, but how low you think they can go USD wise?
It's not really, I wouldn't say bougie, because you can get 100K on the floor. It's not you know what I mean? It's
lower than 100K.
I mean, I think the one on the floor right now is sub 100K. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean,
you're right.
you can pick and choose what you want. I don't know why someone would pick that. So yeah, I'm having trouble with this damn freaking thing. They're cheap, dude. They're cheap right now.
Oh my god, there's one that I like too right now.
Yeah, man. So what are they? 0.18. What's that? So 0.1 is 6,400. So it's like wow, it's like $1,200.
Yeah.
Insane.
I don't know,
sorry,
$12,000. I actually like the art of Node Monks, and it's
Yeah,
weird. It's just different. It's like the perfect like style of 8-bit graphic type thing, you know. But that's just me. I don't own one anymore. You know, fortunately, like Shizzy and I we timed those really well.
Insane.
But I definitely want another one because I think that they're gonna destroy their all-time high.
I agree.
Let's see. Abdul asks, "Are Bitcoin puppets a buy right now?"
I honestly think all ordinals are a buy right now. I think getting them now and
all the blue
3
chips,
months,
you mean?
Yeah. Really anything. If you buy anything right now, well, short term, anything could be bad, but anything could. I think the entire ecosystem explodes in about 3 to 6 months. So,
yeah, but there's just some that probably won't have any communities. But yeah, for the most part, I agree with you.
I even think the Bitcoin whales come back.
Yeah, but Bitcoin whales have a community, you know.
Yeah. Shout out to you.
But I'm talking about more of like new stuff that people like are trying to flip and are trying to get launched that might not, and some new stuff will, but some will be forgotten forever.
I agree.
Me, I'd actually rather have an opium just because of a long term. Let's see what's opium's going for. So opium's 1.59 and puppets are opiums are 0.159 and puppets are 0.113. I'd rather have an opium for longer term and probably sell it try to sell it close to the top of this bull market. It's just Toshi says on DMT images, generally unsure as I say, appreciate you just giving your thoughts. Okay, yeah. Basically, just following up with that. And then KaiFX says it has to do with indexing. Let's see. Yeah, Nocturnal pretty much asked that same question. The puppets at 0.11. Are you to do? Yeah, so they're cheap for sure.
Yeah. The problem is with the puppets and no monkeys is a lot of the Ethereum guys left to get into ETH before this July 2nd launch of the ETF. So I think that's where a lot of it goes. So we'll see if it comes back.
Yeah. Mike's World says, can you front run runes mints for coins the way you could do with BRC20?
Yes, 100%. Because I've got mine stolen. So yeah,
we both did. Actually, whenever we first the day one, I think it was Satoshi Nakamoto. We both got front ran.
Yep.
Mr. Sheedy says, "What's up, fam? Sorry, not been active and in real life stuff keeping me busy. Hope everyone has a wonderful day." Yeah, dude, no worries at all. You've been crushing it. We've seen you, hop into multiple different spaces and ecosystems.
Killing it, bro.
Yeah, so be like Mr. Sheedy. Get exposure to other communities as well. We encourage that. We don't. Yeah. We're not saying just stick here. We want you guys to learn as much as possible. He's crushing it with the Bitmap community. So keep it up, Mr. Sheedy.
Learn it and then bring it back here. Let us know what you learned. We would love to be really interested in talking to you guys.
Yep. Cryptocurrencies. I like that wordplay there. It says, "What's up, guys? Just curious about your thoughts on the Royals, DMT Royals. What's your thoughts on the Royals?"
The only ones that look good are the crowns. I wouldn't. Anything else, I probably wouldn't touch. But
I like them. I like the Royals. I think they're number 2 collection behind Nat Cats. So I like those. BK Mamba, thoughts on ARC20 partial coloring update? So we just talked about that. I think it's a good move. Obviously, anything that can make it more convenient for users is a plus. And I think that ARC20s just needs more updates and atomicals as well. Just more communication updates to the Bitcoin ecosystem. I am in the camp. I know Shizzy's not really, but I'm in the camp that atomicals is going to have their time back in the spotlight. They might not be in the main spotlight, but I think they're going to be in one of a secondary spotlight to have people bullish on the ecosystem. But we shall see.
We'll see.
Mr. Sheedy says, anybody else get an animated wizard? Have you heard of these?
Yeah, that's a DMT. I think it's just dropped today.
Natimated. There's natimated wizards and natimated cats.
Yeah.
Interesting. So are they like? They're probably like GIFs or something.
Yeah, not really sure. I mean, it's DMT, so I doubt it. I doubt they move and stuff. But
yeah, I mean, I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the DMT stuff's getting so saturated right now. Like there's so much, too many different projects dropping. It's hard to. They're not nat cats.
They're moving. You can see their tails. They're natimated.
Oh, okay.
And their noses nudge up and down.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna check out the natimated wizards though, Sheedy. And Yasher says he got one. Oh, this one's interesting. So, Mugen, what? I don't know how you say your name. It says anyone buying Silly Cat. I saw quite a few people post on Twitter about Silly Cat. Did you pick any up?
No, dude. I think it's another psyop from the OMB guys. So the OMB guys, be careful. They like to dump on you. They like to really pump things up and then dump it on you. They did it with what is it, RGBO or whatever it's called. So be careful. I think this is their next one. Just if you do make profit, definitely take your profit. I don't think this does really well. I could be wrong, but I mean
it's at $1.2 million market cap now. So I think when I first heard about it, if you got in, it was at like high 600,000 to 700,000. Yeah. So almost a 2x at that point. If you got in 600,000, about a 2x. I don't know. There's 1,400 holders. Could do well. I think this one could do well, actually. But I didn't get into it just because I don't feel like it's the right time for something to pump. You know what I mean? I think maybe next week it could. So I don't know.
I guarantee you this is lower tomorrow than it is today. I think the OMB guys just take their 1-2x's and they get out and they just dump on you.
We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, the RBGO thing, I'll say that had a dirty.
It's the same people that pump that are the same people that are pumping this, though.
I mean, it was just I posted about RBGO just because I thought it was legitimate. That was a big trickery on that one, man, because you could see the. Magic Eden also partnered with them, so I feel like you can't really fault for people for believing RGBO was going to be a thing. All right, guys, we're getting close to the bottom here. Oh, this is a good point. She says Toseo is very active too. That is why I think.
Yeah.
Even though I'm gonna be honest, guys. Like, I feel like Bitcoin Wells has underperformed, but Toshio is very active. When we went to the parties in NYC, like Bitcoin Wells were on like the TVs at like the club. Yep. And so he is active and he's good. He's a pretty good marketer, but I definitely think they've underperformed in terms of price point. But hey, he still has a lot of time for this bull market. So this question is directed to you from Nocturnal. So Shizzy, have you been using Rune Blaster Magic Pool? Better to snipe than to be sniped.
That is true. Sure you can, I just haven't had any things to mint something right now. I'm kind of sitting on everything I have right now. When that time comes, that's probably where I'll do. Honestly, if I'm going to mint something, I'll just steal someone else's. There's no reason to do it yourself. Just go find something, wait till the block is like 18 minutes or something, and then kind of do it that way. But good call, Nocturnal.
You're right, man. There should be we should have a sniping channel on our Discord.
Yeah.
Sam Setter says any project similar to NUSD/BAMC.
Yes, there's a bunch. Yala, look out for Yala. You can find them on X. Type in YALA, and then there's BitSmiley as well. BitSmiley, but they're both MakerDAO forks, so they have their own type of token. It's not something that's backed by something else. It's kind of backed by, I think, in BitSmiley's case, it's backed by Bitcoin. And in Yala's case, I think it's backed by Bitcoin as well. So check those out. Yala and BitSmiley, they're the two that I'm keeping my eye on for sure. They're both not launched yet, though.
And then the last one we got here, we're gonna finish up with this with Mike's World. He says, "Is Magical Friend Bepo anything? It's been mooning." So I pulled it up here. It looks like it's kind of been going. Yeah, it looks like it's been going down a little bit, maybe just recently. 610 holders, so not great, but not god awful horrible. Market cap's at 404,000. It could just crash because everything else crashed the past day, right? So I'm gonna look into this one, see if there's any like substance to the community there. But thanks for letting us know about that one, Mike. Appreciate that, sir. And that's gonna wrap it up for the Ordinal After Hour. We ended up getting to 318 people in here.
So I thought it was gonna be a slow day. Let's get it, guys. Thank you so much for all being here.
Yeah, 100%. You guys always show up and have great comments and questions and for us in the Ordinal After Hour. But guys, please check out our partners, Ordinal Hive. Definitely keep an eye on them. They're going to be launching on Merlin chain very, very soon. Also a Bitcoin Layer 1 platform as well. So both of those chains. And then you have Fluid Tokens. Check out the Runes decks, guys. It's the solution to the bricking. I'm telling you. Also, you're going to be earning points for your activity on there. They are tracking. They're going to add the dashboard, I believe, in the first week of July. You'll see all your points there. We're trying to do something special for pass holders. We'll see what happens there. Also, Verothium Dex is going to be launching in the next very soon. I'll just say that on Merlin chain as well.
We've been saying that for a while now.
I know. But like, here's the deal.
Whatever launch.
Yes, it will. It will. We know
promise.
Sure.
You promise.
I promise it will launch. And you just get so close, and like what is happening in the back end. So that's why I do say it. I know that you.
But we have been saying it for over 2.5 months now that it's going to be launching soon.
So when it does happen, you guys are going to be like, hallelujah. But anyways, Traverse Labs. #1 security solution on Bitcoin and other chains as well. But that is our partners. Check them out.
Yep. And then check out ordinalrevolution.com, guys. Just going to the website helps us. If you guys can go to the website a few times a day, that would be absolutely amazing. Just kind of check it out there. And if you want to read some articles, we have some amazing articles here. So check those out as well. And then also, if you're going to Bitcoin Nashville, we have this up here. We will be in Bitcoin Nashville. So get 21% off. Don't pay full price. And also, check out our store. We have some of the best Ordinal gear you can get. If you're going to Bitcoin Nashville, make sure you're rocking your Ordinal gear. So check us out, rocking your gear. And that's our show, guys. We're live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific. Yep. We appreciate you guys always tuning in and rocking with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG, or no OG. You're not bullish enough, oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, experts on reload, You're not bullish enough, oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, experts on reload. Man, pool getting hot, everybody wanna rock, Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.